I would like to invite the chairperson of our first session, Dr. Kinnara Murthy, to take over the event. Dr. Kinnara B. Murthy currently serves as a strategy consultant and holds positions of independent director on corporate boards and academic governing councils. She retired from the Administrative Staff College of India as a Dean for Management Training and Professor of Strategic Management. With a doctorate in corporate strategy from the University of Pune, an MBA from Osmania University, and a BSc from RITS Pilani, Dr. Murthy's academic credentials are impressive. She received training in industrial management at RVB, the Netherlands, and in strategic management from APO, Japan. Notably, she was a Queen Elizabeth Fellow at the University of Oxford, UK, and a Distinguished Visiting Fellow at Texas A&M University, USA. Additionally, she advises women entrepreneurial organizations and serves as an external member of sexual harassment committees in corporates. Dr. Murthy also serves as a director of the annual Hyderabad Literary Festival, a platform dedicated to promoting literature, arts, culture, and heritage. We could not have asked for any better person to do this honors. It is indeed a pleasure to have you here with us, ma'am, Dr. Kinnara Murthy.
Thank you very much, Samhita, for that elaborate introduction. This is, I should have added one thing, that I did conduct some executive training programs for the promotion of museums in this country. I did, I think, about 3 courses at that point of time. And I think some of the points that Dr. Kedareshwari mentioned in her keynote address regarding attracting the edutainment kind of a thing. Basically, we are going in for immersive experiences more and more. And I think there's a need to do that to get different segments of society interested in the footfalls to be increased. That is a major, major problem. She talked about rural people, but I think even from urban people, we have to increase the footfalls. Anyway, first, greetings of the International Museum Day to all of us. And I'm really grateful to Bharatiya Dharohar and Evam Samskriti, and in particular to Dr. Kedareshwari for inviting me to this wonderful seminar and asking me to chair a session in which I have some very interesting speakers, and I hope to learn from them new things. And we hope that each of us can contribute for further learning. With these few words, I would now like to invite the speakers of this program. There has been a slight change in the from the timetable that has been circulated. We will have 4 speakers in this. The first speaker would be Professor Poonam Chaudhry. She's a museologist and historian, and she's currently working in the University of Jammu and Kashmir. She is a founder director of the Center for Studies in Museology and Sheikh Nuruddin Nurani Museum of Heritage. I'm keeping the introduction brief, primarily because we need to give enough time for the speakers to talk about it, because they've been given just 20 minutes. So I would not like to take too much of time. Professor Poonam Chaudhry will be speaking on research in the museums of J&K, issues and challenges. Over to you, Professor Poonam Chaudhry.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank Kedeshwari ji for inviting me on this lecture. So I will not waste too much of time, and I would start with my presentation. I need to share my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Please do.
Share. Is it being shared?
Yes, yes, we can see.
No, what do I have? Sorry, I'm technology.
If you can just put it on a slideshow, that will be better.
Yeah. Is this okay?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So I would like to start my presentation with okay. the latest definition of a museum, because this year's theme, museums for research and education, resonates very well with the universities, the focus of the universities, which is generally on research. So this definition, I have highlighted 2 points: the participation of communities and offering varied experiences for education, enjoyment, reflection, and knowledge sharing. So the museums of Jammu and Kashmir, we have a number of museums in Jammu and Kashmir, private, state-owned, and then we also have university museums. So I would be highlighting these 2 points: how much education or edutainment happens in the museums of Jammu and Kashmir, and especially the participation of the communities. It is hardly there. So I move on to first comparing what the universities have to offer in the field of education. Of course, these are universities which are only dedicated to education, and what museums have to offer and how they are related, because this theme of museums for education and research, it resonates very well with the core values of both the definition of the museums as well as the just a moment, as well as the university's core values. So universities can actually act as an institution which can bridge a gap which is there between the museums and the higher education systems, especially in Jammu and Kashmir. So here I have mentioned that both these institutions, these are powerhouses for research. Museums conduct in-house research, whereas the universities, they provide platforms for the faculty who work in various disciplines, pushing the boundaries of knowledge. Both are, they present through exhibitions. Museums present through exhibitions, and universities present through classrooms. So basically, informal and formal way of teaching. In the universities, what I found is that, see, all this I am saying because this is a part of what we generally do in the universities. And since I'm a director of first of its kind Center for Studies in Museology in Jammu and Kashmir, so I know how the universities and the museums, they work. So we have similarities and we all work towards the welfare of the society, but we do not have any collaborations with each other, or we do not even consult each other while we are doing research. Ever since I have become a director of Center for Studies in Museology, we have tried to do research in various museums of Jammu and Kashmir, but there are lots of challenges which we have to face while we are doing that, which I will be discussing as I proceed in my presentation. And another thing which I found was that museums are not very open to researchers. They do not allow researchers into their collections which are in the storehouses. So it becomes very difficult for the researchers to work in the museum environment then. Though the core of both museums and the universities is the same. Museums translate the research into engaging exhibitions and educational programs and resources, informing the public. It is for the public. In universities, yes, we are delivering lectures, we are giving discussions, we are giving research projects on the museums of Jammu and Kashmir. We are giving research projects from various museums, but it is heartening to see, like Kadeshwarji said, a housemaid had no idea about the museum, but here I am talking about our students who take admission in our courses, in diploma courses on museology, have no idea on what museum is all about. They have not even visited the, the main museum of Jammu, which is the Dogra Art Museum. They have not even heard the name of Dogra Art Museum. Then it becomes very difficult for such students to do to work on the museums or to understand what museum is all about. And moreover, what another thing which I found was that the latest generation, the new generation or the young generation, is not able to relate to our museums because the museums in Jammu and Kashmir are static. They are not very, they do not provide any entertainment, edutainment, for, as Madam has said. So they do not attract our younger generation to the museums. So these are the problems which the museums are generally facing these days in Jammu and Kashmir. So these are some of the points which both museums and universities, they foster critical thinking and inquiry. They both enhance, promote lifelong learning. Museums offer diverse programs for all ages, whereas in universities, we provide education only to, not only to professionals, but the students within a certain age group. We are not open to all age groups. And in universities, yes, these days we are into interdisciplinary studies and we are into innovative research approaches. Museums in Jammu and Kashmir have not opened themselves to innovation or innovative research activities.
भैया मैं मीटिंग में हूँ.
Are you? Can I speak?
Yes, ma'am, please continue.
So after having understood the similarities between the museums and the universities, now this will enable us to understand the research landscape in Jammu and Kashmir museums. Again, it is very sad for me to say, I belong to Jammu and Kashmir, and it is very heartening for me to keep on saying this is not happening in Jammu and Kashmir, but I thought it is better to give a correct picture of what kind of research is happening in the museums of Jammu and Kashmir. So before that, I would like to mention about our Center for Studies in Museology, which is first of its kind to be opened in Jammu and Kashmir. It was established in 2008, and we conduct research in the fields of museum studies, conservation, and heritage. And we also have within our premises the Sheikh Nuruddin Nurani Museum of Heritage, which was established to conduct research in the regions of Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh. Ladakh at that time was a part of Jammu and Kashmir, though it is no longer a part of, now Jammu and Kashmir has become a UT and Ladakh has become a separate UT. Now there is this thing from the government that all the objects belonging to the UT of Ladakh should be given back to Ladakh, and all the objects which are there in the museums of Ladakh belonging to the UT of Jammu and Kashmir should be brought back to Jammu and Kashmir respectively, depending upon what object it's where. So now maybe this will enhance or this will make our museum, Sheikh Nuruddin Nurani Museum of Heritage, more important, because we would be having the collection from Ladakh and the scholars who are working in the field of Ladakh, in Ladakh region, can visit our museum for research purposes once the objects from the museums of Jammu and Kashmir go back to Ladakh. So this is the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. And in Jammu and Kashmir, like I said, we have number of museums. The two main museums of Jammu and Kashmir are the Sri Pratap Singh Museum in Srinagar, and we have Dogra Art Museum in Jammu. These are the government museums. Besides this, we also have many private museums, though I have not mentioned all. I have mentioned only two private museums because these are very, very active in the field of research. And we have 5 university museums in the University of Jammu itself. And Sri Pratap Singh Museum, it was a summer palace of Maharaja Pratap Singh, and it was established in 1898. So this year, during my summer vacation, I had gone to Sri Pratap Singh Museum. As I'm working on the cultural heritage of the Dogras of Jammu, and I wanted to have a look at the collection of the Dogras in the Pratap Singh the Pratap Singh Museum. What I found was that for 3 days I was there, but I was not able to sit down for my research in the museum because of the electricity problem. Despite the fact they have a separate line, but most of the time there was no electricity in the museum. And when there is no electricity in the museum, the galleries of the museum become very, very dark, and you are not able to see anything. So I had to look at the things with 2 torches in my hand, though the staff was very, very helpful. So this is the kind of scenario which we have in the museums of Jammu and Kashmir, in the museums of Jammu and Kashmir, though we are better placed in Jammu. Even if there's no electricity, we can still visit the galleries because they are not so dark, and in daylight, we can get to see the artifacts or the collection of the museum. The collection, it is, Sri Pratap Singh Museum is very rich in its collection. It has almost 80,000 objects in its collection of diverse kinds. We have bronze collection, then we have manuscripts. It is it has a very interesting collection of Hindu gods and goddesses. So even earlier, I was told that a lot of research was happening on the Hindu gods and goddesses, but not much is happening at this point of now in the present scenario. Mr. J.L. Bhan had done some research work on this, but now I found that Vishnu collection is very good in this museum, but no catalog and no documentation, proper documentation is available on this Vishnu collection. So that is an area where a research could be carried on by anybody who is interested in the Hindu gods and goddesses. Then again, we have a school of design. This is something very interesting. This is a craft museum which comes under the Directorate of Handicrafts and Handloom. What they do is that they are trying to promote the craft or the designs, the old designs of Kashmir. Kashmir, as you all know, has very rich, is very rich in its crewel work. It is very rich in hand embroideries. So it has lovely collection of textiles, paper mache. So the designs which have been being used by the artists or by the artists of the region are being reinvented, are being promoted to meet the fashions of today and to meet the newer generation. So this museum is something very, very interesting. Though I did not get the chance to visit this museum. Then Kanchan White Devils Museum is another museum which has come up now in Gulmarg, which is an army museum. where everything about mountaineering is showcased. Then, like I said, Dogra Art Museum, which is a government museum, it was established in 1890. It is known for its Basoli miniature paintings. Now, Basoli miniature paintings have got its G20 tagging now. The uniqueness of these Basoli paintings is that it is the making of this painting is very, very intricate, and the decoration on the jewelry of the Nayak and Nayikas is done with the beetle leaves, पंख होते हैं beetle leaf के, उससे उसके ऊपर decoration की जाती है with and the colors which are used are organic, and the colors which are used are organic, and also the brushes which are used are very, very unique, because they are made out of the tail of out of the hair of the tail of the squirrel. So you can imagine the kind of artistic intervention happens in the Basoli miniature paintings. So these are this is the USP of Dogra Art Museum. Then we have and when we're talking about research in the Dogra Art Museum, I think Dogra Art Museum, I would say in Kashmir, yes, this research is still happening, but in the Dogra Art Museum, I do not see whenever I have gone, I have never seen any scholar visiting. Even in the Department of History, which is a part of the university, I have not heard, or I was just talking to some of the students from history department. They have not ever gone to the museum. Less what to talk about the research which is being done. So you can imagine. So most of the pieces are there, and no research has been done on those works. Yes, when Professor Dr. B.R. Mani was there in Jammu, so we got to know about the excavations which were happening in Akhnur, and that got me interested in the Akhnur terracottas, and that is how little bit of research has been done on Akhnur and Akhnur terracottas, and the excavation which has happened there, thanks to B.R. Maniji for that. Then we have Amar Mahal Museum. How much time is left, ma'am? I think I need to hurry up. Do I have enough time?
You can take another 3-4 minutes.
3-4 minutes. Okay, then I just need to hurry up. Sorry. Then we have Amar Mahal Museum and Library. What we find is that it is famous for its Nal Damayanti paintings, but no research, I said, has been done on Nal Damayanti paintings. So you can see the research scenario in Jammu and Kashmir. It is not very, what do you say, interesting, and not much has been done in the field of research. And another thing which I find is that the university museums in the different departments of the university also do not collaborate with each other to do some research. So there's no collaboration happening within the museums of within the university museums, and within and also between the university museums and the state museums. So then we have Central Asian Museum, Nehru Memorial Museum, Gujrat Charitable Trust Museum in Jammu and Kashmir. Though these areas, they have a rich potential for research. Like I said, they have diverse collection, but their knowledge still remains untapped. So if the research is done, it will help in the preservation of artifacts. It will, of course, help us to interpret artifacts in a better way. It will facilitate deeper understanding of history, culture, heritage, and research in making education system more efficient. It can, of course, promote tourism and cultural exchange also. So this is the Dogra, this is SPS Museum and Dogra Art Museum. The children which you see, they come only on the 18th of May, and then after that the museum is forgotten. These are some of the collections of SPS Museum. I happen to see this shawl which is hanging there, the square piece. This is embroidered, and it is shows the township of Kashmir. Then Dogra Art Museum. It has 7,448 collections, but the footfall is not much. It is only 13,000 visitors which visit this museum every year. That also, I do not know how the collection, how figures are right or not. But these are the kind of collections which we have there. But no research on these pieces so far has been done. Yes, like I said, there are two terracottas which are famous all over. They are in Mumbai Museum. They are in British Museum. So some work has been done on this, but I would not say an extensive research has happened in this area also. And this is another thing which is lacking in the museums of Jammu and Kashmir is the representation of the intangible cultural heritage. So maybe because they are not fully equipped to do this, there is no there is limited audience engagement because they have not been able to put up or showcase the heritage of lesser known, the Gujars, Bakarwals and the Gaddis. Hence there is no community participation. So these museums have become very, very dull and dead, and there is no, since there's no community engagement, hence the community does not feel a sense of ownership or connection to the museum. Maybe we need to do multimedia exhibits, collaborate with the local communities. Yes, we need to do that. Like I said, there is a limited research activity. The major challenges which we generally face is the documentation and cataloging gaps. Accessibility issues is again a problem. And in most of the museums, like anywhere else, we do not have staff. The infrastructure, I've already told you, is not enough for research, conducive for research. We have conservation issues, we have security concerns. If these challenges are addressed, then maybe some kind of research can be initiated. These are some of the possible solutions which we can look into: taking care of cultural sensitivities, promoting collaborations and partnerships, applicability of technology and innovation, and collaborations and partnerships. Let me come to here. What I would like to mention is that universities can become partners in research and share expertise and resources, develop joint educational programs, conduct joint research projects, capacity building, because university faculty has research experiences and which can be offered to, and training can be offered to the museum staff. We, in our 3-month program, we are offering that. Then Sheikh Nuruddin Nurani Museum of Heritage, we have can serve as a model for collaboration. We offer museology in conservation and heritage. Then we offer 3 months programs. We have been doing outreach programs, workshops. We have been conducting workshops, exhibitions. Recently, we conducted an exhibition on conservation of manuscripts, which was very, very successful. And we have been organizing joint exhibitions with different private museums. This time we did it with the Shashwat Art Gallery. Then student internship is again a problem which we have been working towards. We have been applying. We've been telling Dogra Art Museum to allow our students internships to be done in the museums. Then again, funding is a problem. Hence, it does not is not feasible. Public lectures and seminars we keep holding. Then, yes, what we are not doing is developing joint research fellowships or programs or grants, which we should be doing. And one of my students has proposed this, that this is the view of Sheikh Nuruddin Nurani Museum of Heritage, and he has proposed that we can make it digital friendly and convert it into a smart museum. So this is a view of our museum. So this is the layout plan. Like I said, we have Ladakh section here. We have a very rich collection of Ladakh. This is the Ladakh section. And these are the kind of programs which we have done. We have done activities in bamboo craft. We have done workshop on Busoli miniatures. Then we have done conservation activities. I'm running very, very quickly. Then conservation of manuscripts we did. So these are some of the things which we've been doing. And this is the digital plan which our students of museology have made for Sheikh Nuruddin Noorani Museum of Heritage. If we get permission that we may go little high-tech using IT sensors and whatever the student has suggested. At least QR codes to the objects which we are planning to give. And these are the glasses which are very, very transparent. And he has suggested that we should use these smart glasses which become opaque and transparent at will. So that much I think we will be able to do. Then road ahead is that we need to collaborate to enhance research activities in the field of in Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you very much. Let's work together to unlock the treasures of Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I had to rush and I had to skip lots of things. But
I have a lot of things to say, you know, that's the problem. But I think in 20 minutes, we have to crystallize what we have to say. And focus on 3-4 key issues. I think that should be the focus of this, because we're already running late. We started a bit late, and then the session was supposed to start at 10:40. I think we started after 11. So we'll have to really hurry up now. Are there any questions? And maybe we can take just 1 or 2 questions. Please.
Can I say something, Kinnara?
Yeah.
Yeah. This question to Poonam. Poonam, how well are you all financed? Your institute?
not financed at all. No
Just,
finances are coming to us.
so how do you generate your resources?
So because we are running a PG program, diploma and post PG in museology and conservation. So whatever money we get, so that goes into our local fund.
That's a very difficult situation.
Very difficult situation, and we are not getting too many people in our PG diploma courses because lots of universities are offering online programs.
Yes.
So museology does not happen online.
It doesn't happen online, definitely. And about this power shortage, that is very, heartbreaking. That,
oh yes, for 10 hours there's no light in Jammu and Kashmir.
I know. I think we must, whoever comes into power should address this
I hope so.
problem.
Imagine
it was a fantastic presentation. I really appreciate, and you have done quite a lot. I remember visiting your conference also.
Yeah.
And after 2008 and delivering a paper, we had a UNESCO meeting at your center.
Yeah.
So it is a very good delivery, and we are planning to publish it, Kinnara. So if you could kindly announce that, papers will be submitted by June 1st week. Even Samhita will be announcing the same. We are planning to publish it, of course, subject to availability of funds also. My society is totally a voluntary society, and we didn't charge anybody. We had put forward a proposal for membership, but that didn't take. There were not many takers. So let's see. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there any more questions? Anybody else wants to ask? One more I can allow. Okay. I think you made some very important points, and I think towards the end, I would summarize it in my closing remarks. But one thing I felt that there's a lot of need for marketing. The number of museums you talked about, both government and private, are hardly known. I've been to Jammu on work, and since I had limited time, I visited only the Amar Singh Mahal Museum because it was the smallest available. So, yeah, so anyway, I visited that. But I think I would have loved to visit the Dogra Museum. Unfortunately, nobody told me about it. And I think that's one of the major reasons that we have to talk about in our, unless you do your own research about a city before going, there is no way local people actually tell you about it. That's the pride in local things, you know, it's very less in many places. That's one thing we need to cultivate in participation of communities. I think this is one major thing. Thank you, Dr. Poonam Chaudhry, for your presentation.